It's astonishing what simple things you can use to make into whistles. Here's a straw. I've just cut the end to a point. That makes a very good whistle indeed. And there you are. Lots of whistles, in fact, in the one thing. But you can use things like toothpaste packets or little cardboard boxes of various kinds. Open up one end, and if the other one hasn't been damaged, and you blow into the open one, you should get a whistle. You can change it with your hands. So there's a toothpaste packet whistle. And cellophane makes probably one of the largest noises of all. If you just get a bit of cellophane, a fairly straight edge, pull it tight and hold it between your lips and blow hard, you probably won't be able to hear anything for quite a few seconds afterwards. So that's a very good whistle indeed. In fact, that sort of membrane vibrating there, all these things are vibrating, that was used in a showman's whistle about 100 years ago called a swazzle. And here's a little simple one. You can see it's made like that. It's two bows of plastic with a membrane across of sticky tape. That was put in the showman's mouth, particularly by the Punch and Judy men. They used to put it in there and they'd make Punch laugh with it. And Punch, if they were very good, they made Punch talk by talking through this and got some very odd noises. You couldn't really understand what Punch was saying, but he sounded terrific. If you want to make one of those, it's very easy. You just get an ice cream container and use the side, not the lid. The lid's too floppy. The side's really quite stiff. Just cut some pieces out of it, like that. Trim the edge up, and you want to cut ribbons of plastic, really, which are about as wide, or a little bit wider perhaps, than thin sticky tape that you're going to use, like that. And if you cut those strips of plastic, you can decide on the length you want each one to be, but I'd say about 3 centimetres. If your mouth's very small, you might want to go a bit shorter than that. But here's one length, about 3 centimetres. Okay, I'll make another one the same length. They do have to be the same length, the two halves. Here we go, like that. And the first bit you bow with sticky tape. You bend the sticky tape over it. I'll just show you that here. First of all, rip off a fair bit of sticky, because it has to go around the thing several times, and stick it into the middle of the plastic there. Then treat it like a bowstring, bend the plastic and pull the sticky over it on the opposite end. You should get a decent bow like that, really right like the bow in a bow and arrow. And then that sticker goes all the way around that side, and the other half of the swazzle goes on here. There we go. The sticky wraps around it, and the bow is completed by bringing those ends together. Bit of a fiddly operation with my thumbs in the way, but I think you can see it easily enough. It's not a complex operation, and you end up with the thing rather like that. Put it in your mouth. That one needs a bit of tuning, they often do, but you should, if it goes right, get this sort of effect. And that's a swazzle. And if you don't want to go to those lengths, you can make a very effective thing out of just an ordinary piece of paper. Here we go. One piece torn in half, and that half itself torn in half gives you a quarter of a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be exact. Then you hold it here and bend that in half, but don't tear it. Here we go. And run your finger along that fold. And from that fold, pick it up and tear down halfway. There we are. Then all you have to do is to get those free ends of the paper, put it flat, bend that one up there, turn the whole thing over, bend the other one up there, so that when it's finished, it'll look like that. You put your fingers there and blow into the opening. And if you do that, you should get a very gratifying sound.
I want to know. Curiosity.